Every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is anybody out there?
It's the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank Christina Carter. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank
and Christina Carter.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's when we can kick
every Tuesday.
Everything is going
every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on the weekends, Roy Anthony
every
Show.
Tuesday.
It's during the week, homie. The Roy
Every
Anthony
Thursday.
Show. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony Show. Come on and get a
Tap
call
in.
before we gotta
Tap
talk.
in.
What you listening to? The Roy Anthony
Every
Show.
Tuesday.
Come on.
The B.
Look at you, look at you.
Hey man, I done told you, man, I don't even know you like that. So talking to me.
Where you at, son?
Hey man, and the way I look at it, man, I'm in your town, but I'm getting about this month.
You want to get loud, huh, boy?
I'm going to San Francisco.
Okay.
Man, I'm going to San Francisco and sit
I
at
know
the
where
back.
you're going, but it ain't San Francisco.
Boy, you try to
I
stop
suggest
me.
you sit your black tail down.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Hey, we want to tell you, thank you for tuning in to the Roy Anthony Show. I am Roy Anthony. Every time we try to do something or don't have a disclaimer or anything, man, we go through the blues. They try to shut us down. But I am comedian Roy Anthony. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show. We're coming live from the Woe Entertainment, which was created by Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp, along with our associate producer, our co-creator Goose, and our associate producer Blue Phoenix. Athens, I think Athens was going across the country, driving to California at this time. I was looking at the different pictures of them. Welcome to the show, yeah, man. Oh my goodness, we got some. This is gonna be a good show. I like today's subject. And we've been going through a lot. I don't know what's going on. They constantly just messing with us. So many people's coming in. We got especially today, excuse me, I had to go grab my, if you can see that I'm sitting in my chilled out chair. We got to get some. I'm so excited about the show today because we have a special guest that's going to be calling in. We're going to be calling in and talking to one of the leaders over there in Ukraine. Now, every time when we start our show, we got so many people trying to jump in. We have so many different members coming in. We have like 8 different platforms that shows us at the same time. Some of y'all under the Roy Anthony Show on Facebook. Some people come through the YouTube. Some people go through the Woe Entertainment's Facebook and YouTube, and it's 12 something everywhere. What's their names? We have it's 1700 somewhere. That's what we call them. Allied training fighters. We also want to give a shout out to BV Nation. My producer just hit us in saying, CEO with you, man. And sometimes we always seem to always have a rough beginnings and stuff because we got all these different people around the world, and the powers to be is constantly making sure that we ain't saying nothing wrong. We've been under so much attention. Last week, our head producer kept calling me. He said, "Hey, Tucker Carlson want to talk to you." And so we want to get right on into it. Now, today's subject, and today's subject is unique. Matter of fact, let me mention my co-stars as well. Big Hank, who will be coming in a second, was just talking to him a second ago, and our other co-star, Christina Carter, who's coming from Clarksdale, Mississippi. So we make this around the whole United States. We have different ones who jumps in, talks to it, even in different countries. We have one lady named Julie comes from Australia, and then some of our other viewers is coming from Germany and everything. Matter of fact, Big Hank is in the house right now. What's up with you, Big Hank?
What's going on, Roy? How you doing, bro?
Oh man, I cannot complain, man.
That's what I'm talking
about. Me and Big Hank.
You,
and people don't understand.
You look stress free over there, man. You look
I am stress free, bro. Okay, I want to share with our viewers. Let me tell you something. When you believe in something, you're trying to do the right thing. Yeah. You want to make sure that everybody's appeased. And so me and Big Hank and Brendan Peters, we had been working on this for the past few months. Mm-hmm. We even talked about this while we was performing in Memphis, Tennessee, which when y'all, oh my God, when y'all see this, I've been looking at Big Hank's comedy set. I mean, for real, he has me crying, laughing. I'm trying to do some editing with it, right? But we had came up that we was going to be getting this. We had found the location and we thought about it and we prayed upon it. Mm-hmm. Well, the whole time while we we're taking care of it, we're about to be paying almost $2,000 a month. Mm-hmm. God wanted the $4,000 to kick in, and one of the things that was getting me that when I talked to the owner, he would talk down at me like he's doing me a favor. Yeah. And it was getting to the point that I had to, so I reached out to some of our constituents that believes in the work that we do, and they was willing to contribute $500. Mm-hmm. And I want to give them names out because they touched my heart. Yeah. Richie King, Redneck Pimp, 500. Typhoon Panda was 500. Ramonda Robinson was 400. Mm-hmm. DJ Tyrone, we met him at the comedy spot. He was giving 500, and William Rodriguez was talking about giving 500 to 1,000.
Shout out to all them, man. Shout out to them. Shout out.
It touched my heart. I had other people saying, "Oh, you need some funds," but I was cutting down the list, and these people was coming through. Yeah, but I was going through a stressful situation because when we talked to the owner to tell him we're gonna meet him, he wanted to meet yesterday on the 28th of February, 2022 at 11 a.m. But we couldn't get there because of our own personal. He just sent a text, meet me here. So I sent him a text to say, hey, we'll meet you there tomorrow at 4 p.m., which is today. Right. His statement to me was, no more after that. So I was like, what? Well, I didn't understand what you were talking about. No more after 4. Wait, but who do? So I'm thinking to myself, because I'm being pacifist because of my loved ones that's involved, Big Hank and Peters. But I'm looking at this dude like,
who you talking to?
Like that,
who you talking to, man?
Yeah. And he had been talking to me like that, but I felt like I was kind of kowtowing because I don't want my aggressive attitude to get in the way of accomplishments, right? Right. But it was sticking with me. Yes, and then here it is. I'm beating the cement like I'm a politician collecting the funds, right? So I say to the Lord, my witness, my grandmother always said, before you make any decision,
Right.
you sleep on it and pray on it. So I'm looking at all my people who's contributing. So when I went to bed last night, I said, Lord, your will be done, not my will. Now your will be done.
Yes, sir.
When I got up this morning, it was pounding my head. I am your God. You don't owe that man nothing. For real.
Yes, sir.
And so he said, look on your phone. Look on my phone, and automatically it said other places. We found places bigger than the place that we was getting for half the price.
I am surprised.
And when I seen it, an attitude started raising up against me.
Yeah. Hey man, who you think you are, man?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I said after this show, I'm definitely going. I wanted to be relaxed, so after this show, I'm definitely giving them that call. You
That's
understand
right.
me?
Yeah, man. You can take that. You can take your building and put it somewhere.
Exactly. We're gonna be nice about it. My mother always said when we was kids, you make sure your priorities are in order.
Yes, sir.
Which is also another saying is don't put your cart before the horse.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at the people that believed in us, that was willing to share their hard-earned funds because of what we do.
Wow.
Ramonda Robinson, who was one of our participants, we just said, she said, you know, God always has you, and so do I. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
So do I. But we're gonna give you about this amount. But no, I want to thank her for real. And I think that is saved because it was a stress level building up. And when you get into something stressful, then the stress is going to compound because now you're thinking of the next month.
Yeah.
And anytime if you get into a corporate building, they allow you to at least have 30 to 60 days to get your company up so you can make funds. This man wasn't going to give us a break at all. You know, hey man, it's Easter Sunday. Hey, find your eggs and come and pay the rent. You know. But he said he can take a nutritious like out of your ass. And so today's subject, and I'm gonna say that this subject was given, how can I say it? The subject that we have today, which was, I'm gonna say that it was kind of inspired by our head producer. So the subject is, do you believe when it fits your agenda?
Okay.
Now, we was talking, me and the head producer was talking about Ukraine and the Russia crisis, which is what everybody has been out to do, right?
Right.
I mean, that's been the main focus and talk. Yeah. So I was like, I told him, I said, well, man, it seemed like it's a lot of white people fighting against each other, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I said. I was teasing with him. And he said, no, man, there's some Afro-Ukrainians. So I said, oh, there's some blacks in Ukraine? He said, yes. So I was like, oh, wow. So you know me, I started digging up into it. Well, I was shocked.
Right.
I was shocked to where I found that they was putting off, you know, their citizens that is leaving if you don't want to fight, right?
Right.
And the president of Ukraine has stated that we're going to put you guns in your hand if you're 18 to 60 years old. Mm-hmm. We hearing the Kalinskos is fighting and some professional athletes from Ukraine is joining forces. Yeah. Well, I found out something disturbing because when people say, well, you can't look past, you got to look past black. That is hard for me to do. I'm black. My mother's black. My kids are black. Yeah. 7/8 of my family is black. I'm sorry, I have no other choice but to look at.
Me too. Me too. I'm black and I'm black. How about that?
Yeah. Well, it amazed me Big Hank, that the whole 3/4 of the world, even myself, was sympathizing with the Ukrainian people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Until I seen in the middle of the night, within the past 18 hours, that the president of Nigeria is mad at Ukraine. I said, why is he mad?
Yeah.
And then I seen where they putting the blacks off the buses to escape. Won't even let them have guns to help
No,
fight the war.
no, I don't. That's crazy, man.
You
That's
wouldn't want to believe that, right?
sure wouldn't want to
You wouldn't
believe
want
that.
to believe that. Hey man,
Nope.
look here, bro. When I seen this, I said, "Are you kidding me?"
You gotta be joking. That's crazy.
I said to myself, "What in the world?" Right? Okay, we're sympathizing, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, push back because we're black. Africans stranded at Ukraine, Poland border.
Damn. Here we go again. It's always
Look,
us, man.
it's cold out there.
It is cold.
Did you know they put them off the buses while they running for safety, bro?
Wow.
Nigeria and South Africa expressed alarm at reports that their nationals are being stopped from leaving war-torn Ukraine. France 24 met several African students who say they were pushed back at the Mejika border crossing with Poland. Now, I want to share this with everyone who's paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
When you own the buses is automatically a diplomatic escort of any refugee, so nobody has to show papers. Now, when you're doing this isolated on the ground, I read reports, y'all, all last night and this morning, how blacks have to walk all night long. This dude had his mother, elderly mother, his 3 kids, his wife, and everything, and they told him, "You're going to have to get off the bus, all blacks off." And he said, "Man, I'm not getting off." Well, they said they ejected them off.
Yeah, but yeah, that a bitch.
Injected them off. No, these are the same people we're sympathizing with.
Yeah.
But these are the same people. While some Africans have been able to leave Ukraine, spoke to several students on Sunday in Western Ukraine and said they were turned back by Ukrainian border guards while attempting to cross into Poland. They stopped us at the borders and told us that blacks were not allowed.
No way.
We could see white people going through. Mustupa Bakala Tadala, a student from Guinea.
Yeah, him.
Like thousands of Ukrainian civilians scrambling for the border, the young Guinea said he walked for hours in freezing temperatures, headed for the Polish frontier village of Medvika, only to be ordered to turn back.
No, man.
Look at him.
Ah.
All the mother people is getting to leave. They cannot. They got to figure out what to do. They can't cross the border. Look at this, man.
Some bullshit.
I'm not making this up. So I'm like, wait a minute. Now everybody knows that I was coming hard on Tucker Carlson, right? Because he had a dislike for why we didn't like Putin going against Ukraine, and I was getting hard and stuff. And now him and former President Donald Trump has been changing up their views and saying that they're agreeing, especially these reports has came out that blacks has been isolated. Like if you can't cross, these people are leaving because they don't want to die in the bombs,
right?
In the warfare that's coming.
In the war, yeah.
But Ukraine said if you're 18 through 60, you can fight. Well, I found out that they're not giving no guns to none of the blacks.
Nigga. Wow.
I didn't want to believe this.
Man.
So since you and I was comedians, and I knew that the president of Ukraine was comedians, we got access. And I was going to call the president of Ukraine
Yeah.
and ask him personally.
Yeah.
I'm calling him on my phone. I'm about to call him right now.
Yeah. Call his ass. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna call him right now and ask him. Everybody who's paying attention, I'm calling. His name is we know him as Zelensky, but his first name is Jobrov or whatever. You know, I never, me with syllables. But I was gonna call the Ukrainian president, President Zelensky of Ukraine, and ask him personally on the air, about this. I'm calling him right now.
What's his Vladimir? That's Vladimir.
No, that's Putin.
I thought he was Vladimir too. All right.
Wait, this is President Zelensky. President Zelensky, you on the phone?
Yes.
Hey, President Zelensky, this is comedian Roy Anthony along with comedian Big Hank, and we're here on the Roy Anthony Show, and there was some disturbing news we want to ask you about.
Yes. Ask away, please.
I want to know, is it true of these reports that we're hearing about Ukrainians putting blacks off the buses to get away from the war? Is this true?
Yes, it's called the Rosa Park policy. Get up, get your ass out of seat.
You said the Rosa Parks policy.
Yes, very true, very true.
But man, I don't understand. I thought y'all was democracy. I thought y'all was following off America.
Oh, so now you know the truth. we got a lot of Afro-Ukrainians over here, and you know the truth now.
Are you telling me that you actually? Why would you want to treat the blacks like that, President Zelensky?
Well, not really sure. That's what we were told to do.
But you were the president.
Yes, and I was a comedian.
That shit ain't funny. That shit ain't funny.
Hey, you know that our show is about. This is not a confrontation. It's a conversation. But I'm trying to figure out, why would you want to treat blacks like that? Even nobody else. You were president. You were asking for help. You know, the whole world is looking and feeling sorry for Ukrainians to find that this is happening.
Well, look here. Here's the basic truth is, we do not give them guns to fight for our army, because look what happens in America. You give black people guns in America, they shoot everything. It cannot be trusted. It cannot be trusted.
Man, don't you know that's the media that makes it? You only make a 13.5 of this country, just like you only make a 13.5 of Russia. It seems like what's good for the goose will be good for the gander. You don't see the equality for blacks over there as well as you asking the world for?
Now, see, black people are under a lot of stress, and we figured if they don't walk a little bit, walk off stress, then they get mean and they die. Because heart trouble is very prone in black culture. So we are looking out for them, making them walk and not giving them guns.
Hey man, I don't think that I want to talk to you anymore today, President Zelensky and stuff. We thank you for calling in, and we're gonna talk. Do you have something you want to say to him, Big Hank?
No, I just wanted to say that, first of all, you was laughing, and it's not funny that you're treating the blacks this way. And then you said once you give blacks guns, they shoot everything. I thought that's what they were supposed to be doing, shooting people out there. That's what you're giving them the guns for.
No, you misinformed. Fake news. Fake news.
All right.
All right,
President. All right, President.
You are doing a very good job. Whatever you said your name was, Carrie Anthony. Yes, Carrie Anthony, you're doing very good, and I appreciate it. And all the Ukrainians love you.
Okay, appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
That was President Zelensky of Ukraine.
Yeah.
Now, we specialize on our show. It's not a confrontation.
It's a conversation.
When he said that about the guns, it made me think about on the American Revolutionary War, where they didn't want to put none of the guns in the slaves' hands because they was worried more of a slave revolt than the British soldiers.
Right.
You mean to tell me that these people are more worried about blacks with guns than the Russian soldiers?
Go away. I can't believe that. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna let everybody know that sometimes when we look at the map, Russia seems like it's on the other side of the world to us, right? But Russia is closer to us than what we know. It's the way that the map is laid out. But if you make that map and fit it, okay, here's the United States. I don't know if anybody can see this, the United States. Here's Canada and here's Alaska. Alaska is right where this is the Russia. This whole orange part is Russia. It is connected to Alaska. It's called the Bering Strait. It's like a sea that separates Alaska from Russia.
Bering Sea, yeah.
Now, I looked to find out where Ukraine was. Ukraine is next to Romania, but what they do is this globe puts it in isolated colors to depict the region of what country is what, right? Russia is in a light brown. The little countries around that's blue and green, that's Finland, Sweden, Poland, Czechoslovakia, Budapest, Hungary. These are all in different colors. Ukraine is the same color as the USSR. They in the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's back to the subject. Do we only believe in something if it fits our agenda? The world is concerned by the media that's here in America's media that paints blacks as the most violent of people. 13.5% of a population where there's 2,000 crimes going on daily, but yet MSNBC and Fox and all that always show a black person.
Yeah.
1, 2 out of 2,000 crimes.
Yeah.
So when the rest of the world reads these medias, it pains us. You can look at when there's something happening in your neighborhood. You and I can be dressed up. I've been around with the news people. You and I can be dressed and look dignified. They go to find a person with the hair that's not combed, the person with the rollers in their hair, and don't even know how to talk with the spittle building up around the mouth.
Look like you just woke. Look like you just woke up. Look like they just woke up.
I saw it. I was right there.
Yeah. Every time.
See, does it fit your agenda? Do you believe the media then when you fit your agenda if you don't like blacks?
Cold game, man.
I have a lot of our constituents, well, I'm going to say Richie King's constituents, who a lot of them are white. They my neighbors. I don't, I walk in, I have no problems at all, except a lot of them don't want to disqualify the media. I totally agree. But some of them want to believe the media when it comes to black people.
Yeah.
That we're the most dangerous. We're the most irresponsible. We're the ones who don't want to. He said people missing teeth. Those are the ones that the news people look for. They give us flack on my show, me and Big Hank show. They have given us flack for stuff that we said, and we talking highly intelligent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People only want to believe if it fits their agenda. Here's somebody finally gets in the church. They go in the church and now they got a positive outlook of thinking of things. Next thing you know, they come, oh, you need to meet my pastor. Why? He can't get me to heaven. Only God the Spirit can get me to heaven. I want you to introduce me to God. Your pastor gave you influential talk. Like, I love my pastor. I call him my leader, the leader of the congregation and stuff, because sometimes we call people pastors without knowing what the definition of. I was telling my mother the other day, it gets me when I hear somebody, I come to church and they go to say a prayer and then they say, Lord, our Father who art in heaven, get down to the end, lead me not into temptation, deliver me from all evil, for thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, and forever and ever. This is what Jesus told. But Lord, I need you to look back. And when, wait a minute, man, I was ready to say amen. When he said forever and ever. Now all of a sudden you talking I don't like that. I don't like when people start calling themselves praying and speaking in tongues and I don't know what you're saying. You may be in your heart dislike me, talking about your spirit is making utterance. Lord, I hope that this brother lose everything he got in his good health. I mean, I'm being real. Only do you believe when it fits your agenda. I know that God is real because it wasn't going against the agenda I was going to was leaving me high and dirty and low and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Am I making a point, Big Hank?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I was telling my mother, I think earlier today, people will make up cliches, Big Hank, and run with it like it's a scripture.
Right.
One of the biggest things that I think that liberates a person from thinking or coming up with an idea is when I hear stuff like, "Oh, you know how you can make God laugh and when you tell him your plan." Oh, what the word are you saying? The word of God say people without a vision will perish. That means you got to have some type of drink. God will give you the thought. But now you listen to this person over here. Yeah, tell God your plan. Oh, just sit there. Don't do nothing. Oh, wait till God tells you. Then we don't have nothing. Am I correct? Someone stop me if I'm wrong.
I got you, man. I got you.
If you don't align yourself with the word, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That means I have a thought.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
But you got these people, oh, yeah, tell God your plan. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And be not deceived. And be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever man soweth, that's what he's going to reap. Yes, sir.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
That's why he's a head deacon.
Yes, sir. Be not deceived.
See, I'm a soldier. And the soldier is like, hey, the basic instruction for leaving Earth tells us how we're supposed to do. Me and Big Hank daily fighting stuff because we sure could go backwards and really, you know what I'm saying?
Woo. Woo.
This is where we vent. We having a conversation.
Yes, sir.
How many times are we supposed to turn the other cheek and have the same person? We shall overcome. Man, you've been singing that since 1955. This is 2022.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So, if Ukraine was racist, I want to know if Russia was racist.
Man, what? Look, first of all, hold on, man. First of all, Ukraine at least got some black people that they can stop getting off the bus. Russia ain't got no blacks hardly nowhere.
I felt that that's not the truth, Big Hank.
Go, man. Come on, teach us something.
Junior is a citizen.
Come on.
Hopkins is a dual citizen of Russia.
Okay.
So I started reading up. Okay, look here. One of my best partners, who died last year, Philip Hill. He's a mechanical designer. And he went over there. He had to stay over there for 3 months. So he had trepidations of going over there because of the stuff that we've heard about. Right. You know what I'm saying? We thinking that we're going into the nucleus of
yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he gets over there and he said it's totally different. He said them guys over there was pushing them white women on him.
Yeah.
He said not one time did he say the only time he was distinguished from different was like you an American because of his accent.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I went down to Ensenada, Mexico. Now I had deep trepidations because in the streets of LA, blacks and Latinos sometimes was having wars. But my friend kept trying to get me to come down to Ensenada, Mexico. And I kept saying, man, you trying to get me right in the middle of the hornet's nest.
Right.
because you got these killer bees out here in Southern Cal. I'm going down there to the right.
Yeah.
Man, I went down. Okay, so I'm driving. I go through Tijuana, and I come up, and it was the first time I ever seen a soldier just standing out in the middle of the road with an AK-47. So I'm like, oh snap! I pull up and I start slowing down. He went just like this. Oh, welcome to Mexico. What's it, American? I said, yes, sir. Hey, welcome. I was like, okay, that's just him. Then when I got in Ensenada, Mexico, man, they treated us like royalty.
Yeah.
Some of these other countries understand, these other countries read what we go through.
Yeah.
Now, because I ain't forgot about the war we're going through here in America. The media sure shift our minds over to, and I'm not saying I'm not sympathetic, but I'm starting to question, why are we questioning about Ukraine? Because I was feeling sorry for them. Okay. So I said, well, what's Russia's like? Because whether anybody wants to understand or not, I'm always about how is the blacks treated.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna show you like this, man. So the media, I'm gonna show this. This is a trip to me. The media tried to paint it as that Russia is the anchor of racism.
Mm.
Now, sometimes we as blacks in America think that racism is always just about us blacks.
Mm-hmm.
But racism comes from racist comes from the word racism, where one race can govern another race with laws that can bring the penalties of imprisonment or death. So in some of these other countries, blacks aren't the main focus like we are over in America.
Mm-hmm.
Because in some of these countries, they don't like Polacks.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these countries don't like the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
And to find out some of these countries like them don't like some Asians or something. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I wanted to bring this up. So I was thinking, I'm like, is Russia racist? So I was reading this, and this was really interesting to me. You know, this is President Vladimir Putin of Russia. And this part really tripped me out. I wanted to come down to here. That by gloating was also apparent when Sherverhoff appeared on the Solova show again on June the 7th. This is 2020. Sitting in front of a messy bookcase, Sherver let loose and talked exactly about the implications of the situations unfolding in the United States and Europe. Overflowing now with apparent glee at the American tragedy, she laughed. They're reaping what they sow. Talking about the discord here, right? I found out that they wanted that former President Donald Trump to stay in because they said that there's more chaos with him in. Now, this is what it raised. Unfortunately, there won't be a civil war in the United States. Negroes, that's what they call us blacks, are raging all over the place in their country. Should we get involved? This is what the Russians are saying, right? Russian intelligence operatives are very much involved in attempting to incite violence by white supremacist groups. Everything points to Trump's re-election because he is consolidating white America. The ongoing unrest is conducive to that. One more generation and all the whites will be a minority in their own country. You see how they trying to oh, wait a minute. I had to read this part. That this was about the Black Lives Matter protests might lead to reverse segregation against white people. What they're saying is Russia was building up on the hatred of Americans against each other. And if you read the articles, I can go up there. All you got to do is put in the articles, how is blacks treated in Russia. Over in Russia, though, when the people black visited, they was accepted well. The parliaments of Russia said that they hope that there was a civil war, that they was willing to put more guns in the black people's hands. And then one leader over there in Russia said that, because you keep them divided, that if they put blacks on reservations, that we should split America up into black and white and segregate the blacks into their portion of the United States. They said why they wanted former Trump in, because they felt that the more damage that it caused with division, the better it was for themselves. People say, well, they wouldn't have did this, they wouldn't have invaded Ukraine if Trump was the president. That's not the truth. They was puppeteering them. There's a lot of money that I found out that we have helped supplies to them. We have given to them.
You talking about Russia or Ukraine?
I'm talking about the United States.
Right.
We gave Ukraine and Russia. We gave Russia a lot of money and green lights for a lot of stuff. And I can't say it's we, because when I found out some reports, I'm not going to use that yet. I'm going to use it probably Thursday. Some other stuff that I found that was really, really where we always crying about other people's needs. The way we talk, other races is better than us, even with ourselves. I was around a group of blacks, and we was debating about something wasn't true, and this white guy was walking, and dude said, ask him. Now, and he said, well, I think it was. And everybody, see, I told you. Wait a minute, man. What makes you think he's... You know what I'm talking about, right? It's a hard subject, because some people might know what we're saying. Blacks has been always seem to be treated low unless we go over there to, seem Africa, whatever. I mean, unless you had that mindset set. Somebody told me when I was telling another brother earlier what I was going to talk about, how these blacks has been, that the president of Nigeria was mad of how his blacks was treated in Ukraine. You know what he said? They should have kept their butts at home.
Yeah.
What do we say, man? I can't help other people unless we can help ourselves first. I've been saying this, that the whole world looks at us as a laughing stock. They did not want to put no guns in their hands. Would that be the fall of Ukraine because of your racist ways? That, guess what? God provided for you to be exposed, because how am I gonna be feeling sorry for you flying the country, but you putting my brother and sister out in the cold air? Blacks don't like no cold air,
man. Yes, sir.
They said they was ejected,
kicked off.
I'd be like, what you mean? It's 5 degrees outside. I'm not getting off this bus, man. I'm sitting right here.
Yeah.
Bam, bam.
Yeah.
Now I got a swollen head and the cold air.
And I'm cold.
Left my gloves on the bus. But they point the picture and all the mothers and all that. But it ain't. Somebody explain to me and tell me if I'm wrong or right, because I'm trying to feel who I'm supposed to feel sorry for. And guess who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the underdogs. I'm always for the underdogs.
My people, yes, sir.
We the underdogs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We crying about the president of Ukraine was saying, send us more guns. Why? You got the Kalinsko brothers.
Yeah.
They got all the guns, but you don't want none of the blacks have no guns.
Yeah, man.
Then you put them off in the middle of the night. Look, I love my man. Look what my man wrote in, Gregory Williams. America, us in general, has become ignorant, no color needed. We have bought into so many lies and systematic racism that to get to a place of true living and becoming our best versions, we would have to retreat and retool our entire base of citizens in order for us to finally get our due. I totally agree with you, Mr. Williams. The problem is that first we got to start off with our charters. These tend to escape us. Police can't stop you. Police can't do what we want to do. They don't care what you as a citizen got to say. It's the city commissioners that's sitting there in the church with you, smiling. Yeah, I'm going through what you're going through, but they have the opportunity to rewrite these charters. But if it fits their agenda, they believe on it. If it fits their agenda, you see all these black folks that become in the city commissioner and the mayor, but ain't nothing been changed to the police conduct sometimes. Not saying to defund the police. I feel that you shouldn't be given a gun unless you understand the laws, which is at least give me a socialist arts. I need you to take a class on humanity and socialism.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do something. Even Republicans, I've looked up, I'm a free American. Republicans are people who base that God should be part of politics. Democrats believe that it should be a social thing and keep your God to your personal self.
Mm.
But all of it is wicked, man.
Very much so.
I can't understand where in God we trust is in. And when I see some people watching peacefully because of some unjustly deaths and stuff like that, but they getting beaten, right? And little white dude can run in with a gun and shoot people and stuff. But then when you have these people run to the Capitol, I say, oh, you got probation. The dude who walked away with Nancy Pelosi's lecturing while people are screaming, kill Pelosi, he's walking with her lecture thing. They gave him 76 days in prison.
Wow.
Let that been Charles Ray Jr. Oh, that's times 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of Fifi dolls in your lifetime.
Now, wasn't these supposed to be federal cases?
Federal.
How the fuck you get 76 days in the feds? I never heard of that.
You tell me, it's something new.
I never heard of that.
I ain't never heard of federal probation.
Me neither. I ain't never heard of no federal probation either. Yeah.
What's going on? What? Look
you
here.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
Man.
You know what it is. You know what it is, my friend. You know. I
say this, and I'll say this over and over and over. People died.
Yeah.
6 people was dead.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of them police are dead at that gate thing that they was trying to hold them people back.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at some videos which they don't show, you would have to go on like the one I forget his name, the one young black dude, and he has the white guy who was going to the. They were stepping over these bodies.
Mm-hmm.
They were stepping over them so they can go to that. Now, to my understanding, that should be accessory to murder. 753, y'all crossing the threshold of these dead people because them officers is laying dead because they were trying to prevent you coming in. That's accessory to murder.
Yeah.
When you walked in the rotunda screaming, kill what's his name? Pence, kill Pelosi, kill all these different senators, and you in the mob with it, that's called a terrorist
threat. And you can get time for that. Not no little time, a lot of time. Yeah.
Threatening somebody's life is a lot of time.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes,
but no. Guess who got some time though?
Who got some time?
Well, there was a rapper. who just went into the rotunda. He was like 10 feet from the door. He took the chaos of what was going on with the white folks in there, and he took it as a Photoshop for his album cover.
Right.
Well, they gave him about 5 or 8 years. They said that he had other records.
Yeah.
He had crimes before.
Yeah, yeah.
These other good citizens never had no crime.
Right, they ain't never did nothing.
Oh, as far as we know, if you feel the confidence to run up to the Capitol of the United States,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if you ain't did no crime prior.
Yeah, that ain't your first time doing no wrong. Nigga. That's what's up.
We've been getting away for so long. Let's take over the United States.
Yeah.
And look here, bro. The one brother that was in there is like, hey, what do I do now? They have not heard from him. His family members ain't even looking for him. Yeah. If he was my cousin, I know he ain't coming out. We can't help but look, because guess what? God is not smiling. We made in God's image. I laugh at it because guess what? It's coming to an end. And he said, I won't destroy it next time with water. Oh. Russia made everybody pay attention when he said, guess what? Get the nuclear team together since y'all think I'm playing. They were war.
Nigga said, wait a minute. He's serious. Yeah, for real. And that's why, listen, that's why they ain't pushed up on Putin, because they know Putin hit that button on their ass. Ain't nobody pushed up on Putin yet.
Hey, look at when former President Barack Obama was in, they made an agreement.
Yeah.
That they got the same many missiles as we got.
Yeah.
You want to push? I push.
Niggas will be pushing first. Nigga, did you push yet? You pushed already?
Hey, the dude over in the space station said, we got the ISS up here. And it sure ain't hooving over Russia. We'll drop 500 tons down on you, America. Elon Musk said, no, you won't. We got SpaceX to tear you up. All these guys playing with people's lives.
Crazy, man.
We got a little bit of time and got the nerves where the powers to be, Facebook and YouTube, got the nerve to try to shut us down for some stuff that we say. But Tucker Carlson can say everything he want to say, and then I'm gonna go back. Look, he was against it. Yeah. Why y'all mad at Russia? Then when he found out, like, shoot, Ukraine, y'all killing blacks too, and like, yeah, you wrong. For real. Look here, man. Let me tell everybody, let me tell America right now, that there's no white neighbor or white stranger that I would see and he was hungry and I wouldn't give him no food. Or I wouldn't give him, say, man, you need a coat or a jacket. My mother taught us that. Mm-hmm. I remember she gave these white family a ride in the car. I'm like, what in the world are these white folks? She said they need a place. We're about to give them a ride to their spot and give them something to eat. Mm-hmm. My grandfather was type to say, shoot, I don't get nothing, because they said this is their America. and they, you know, what gets me is when they push it on Biden. They make it seem like we was just in good heavenly glory. Right. Trump. Yeah. If it fits your agenda. Yeah. You only believe if it fits your agenda. Man, let me tell you something. I can't grade no President Joe Biden. I can't grade him because of the fact that I'm looking at the mess that he's got. He inherited mess.
Yes, sir. That's what he got.
Some Americans think, some people actually believe that they know what the other 72 million people was voting. They actually believe that all these people voted for Trump. Then why would you have so many Republicans being arrested for falsifying and trying to vote fraudulently?
Yeah.
I think it's all wicked. It ain't just President Biden or President Trump. All these cats. What's the senator's name that sound like Jimmy Stewart when he talk and stuff? Mitch McConaughey. Yeah, no, man, what the world? Why are you? And then when you start reading the Declaration of Independence, they have me. Who are you to say? Because on the Declaration of Independence, it says that if this government fails you, you, the people, have the right to distinguish it and start anew.
Dismantle it.
Stop blaming. I'm tired of hearing. Stop blaming President Biden. Stop blaming former President Trump. Stop blaming these presidents. You need to go back to what I read about what President JFK said. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. Are you helping? Are you helping this country? You see all this division. Are you stirring up the pot, or are you trying to hear from somebody else? Stop trying to school me of when it's real rain or if it's pee. I think I can tell.
Yeah.
If it smells heavenly like urine, I'm looking like, man, what the...
Look at y'all, the POB.
Smell like ammonia and stuff, making me think it's rain.
No.
Stop trying to push the agenda on me when I'm looking for myself. Some people say, well, hey, Trump was helping with taxes. What bracket? I seen where if we were doing good, I seen a country shut down for a flu. The central companies were Walmart's. Why not the dollar store? Mom and pop stores were shut down.
Yeah.
Now, once you go bankrupt as a small company, isn't it hard to get up on your feet? Because General Motors was going bankrupt and the United States government helped them get back on their feet, and they still don't want to help blacks with a good credit. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Didn't we help them out? Wells Fargo,
all
Bank
of
of
them.
America.
Yeah. All of them.
A man right here said, Roy, my brother, the history of what's been socially acceptable mixed in with the law of the land. We have to wake up. We have to teach and instruct better our people to the plight of our country. Our people, and that real people focus and moving with purpose and power, have got to change our approach to living here and wake up to the reality of what American is, capitalism, to understand the institutions working against our people, to know there is world governments operating against all. Hey, man, look here. I believe that. But for me to take sympathy for other people, and this is my heart. Look, and our producer said Daesh never paid back their loan even when they sold out. We the ones who suffer from it, America. Let me tell you something. You ever heard about this deficit that we owe China and all that? How in the world we own China when we done bought every transistor radio and everything? Every electronic device in my house was made in China, made in Japan. But wait a minute. We concentrating on, why would I care about paying another country when so many people who died before collecting their SSI, their money that is borrowed by the government and stuff without a payback date, which every president have done it since former George W. Bush Jr. been in office. They have borrowed off this Social Security money without a return date. You can look it up yourself. That's the biggest travesty. That's the biggest deficit that you owe the American people. Don't send them people. We didn't vote. We don't need no $350 million worth of guns sent over to them people. We need housing and everything. Give me a government loan to buy the house and make my deficit where, like the Mexicans do when they buy a house over here because of the world trade. So when you and I are paying $2,000 a month, they only paying $500 a month with the same type of house. Give me that.
Yeah, let me have some of that.
Yes. But no. And we keep on digging up dirt. I know eventually I'm gonna have them two red dots on my chest and one on my forehead. Don't say it won't, because look here, the Jewish laws state that they don't hold court at night. But when Jesus did that Occupy, and them Jews got together, I think his name was Eucus, whatever, his Gus, whatever. They met at his house. 78 of the top Jewish people met that night. Said, "We gotta get rid of this." But he messing with our money, like he said, capitalism. He's messing with our money. This is the only. Have you noticed that we kill people quicker over material things? Kyle Rittenhouse, this young dude comes way out of another city with a assault rifle, supposed to be guarding somebody else's car or a mechanic shop. You ready to kill people to protect some materials things that can be replaced. And we're going to carry this subject on the Thursday too. Do you only believe if it fits your agenda? If you comfortable and everything, you ain't worried about water. You ain't worried about none of that, Big Hank. I'm just, we're not worried about how water's running in our house. We ain't worried about elements, none of that. It just amazes me, man. Before we get off, man, the head producer kept telling me that Tucker Carlson wanted to call me and talk to me. I felt that I had him the one. It was my reason that he changed his views until I seen that the way blacks was getting treated.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just being honest. And I'm confused, Big Hank.
Yeah.
When you heard about this when you heard about what was happening with Ukraine and stuff, before you knew about how they was treating the blacks, did you have sympathy for Ukraine?
Yeah, man. Yeah, because you know, Russia was like the big brother beating up on the little brother. You know what I mean? And taking it out on them. They know they can't. They don't have no war. No. You know, they army is not like Russian army. The Russian army supposed to be one of the biggest armies in the whole world. You know what I mean? And I know Ukraine ain't but that big, and I know they can't fight their big brother. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was feeling sympathy for Ukraine.
But now when you find out about what they're doing to the blacks,
oh yeah, I'm shook right now. I'm you know, because they're my people. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm now my sympathy is with my folks. It ain't got nothing to do with Ukraine.
So what if Nigeria gets in and say, you know what, you wrong for that, and they want to fight now?
Shit, I wouldn't be mad at Nigeria. Shit, go get your folks. Shit,
exactly.
Get your folks.
Us, because I was listening to the president over Ukraine who was out, and any citizens who wants to come out and fight, you can fight with us.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
he
gonna
said.
be like this. I'm gonna come over and fight with you, man. Hey, with all the black folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But bro, you the only one with gun. I mean, forget this, man. I'm gonna play some dominoes with the other folks.
Where they at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, only people are gonna go over there from a warm climate to go try to get better education. You treating students like that and all that.
That's crazy, man. That's wrong.
Hey man, we're gonna pick up this subject again Thursday, y'all, which would be March the 3rd. And once again, the subject is, do you only believe if it fits your agenda?
Yeah.
That's a cold one right there, because we sure do. Before I get off, my man sent the I'm gonna read this before we get off, Big Hank. He said that the level, my man be writing big paragraphs.
He's serious. Any intelligent.
Yeah, the levels that they are operating on is mind-blowing. They have left no stone unturned. They have covered all their bases. They control the mind, body, and soul today. They have you taxed, tired, overworked, stripped of spirit and mind, stuck on money instead of wealth and true living. The system has us consumed and preoccupied with their madness. Roy, enjoy your day. Fight the power. Someone should show up and get you out of there ASAP. Save our people. Look here, I'm gonna say this. The odds has always been against us.
Yes.
The Son of God with the disciples, they was going through and everything. We are in, and it's not the people. I want people to understand we're not looking, I don't look at the race. I look at the culture of some, they identify their race, but I look at the demons. We're not fighting flesh and blood. We're fighting spirits and principalities, evils unaware. We have to pray for our enemies. We have to pray because the words say if you treat your enemies with love, it's like putting hot coals of fire on their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, I love you, Big Hank, man. You know that.
Love you too, bro.
Your whole family, man. God bless you, man.
God bless
you. You know, we'll pick this one back up Thursday, bro.
Yes, sir. All right,
God
man.
bless you.
Love you, man.
Love you too, bro.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is anybody
Anthony
out
Show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank
Christina
It's the
Carter.
hottest show, homie, on the West Coast.